Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavitvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम सदाशिव समारंभां शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वंदे गुरु परंपरां। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। सर्ववेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविंदं परमानंदं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। हरि ओम। श्रेयांसी बहुविज्ञानी is the tag given for any good action. There may be many obstacles. So today's obstacle for this action of Vivekachoodamani talks is, in the usual background space, there is no power supply, there is erratic power supply. And so I've come out to a different place with a different background in completely different circumstances. But yet the talk will go on with the grace of Gurudev. So today's, we will be concluding with the thoughts of the student, the joyful thoughts of the student on realizing Brahman. So what does the student say? Now I have realized that I am not this body. I am the truth, I am that reality, which is different from this body. So let this body drop, let it go anywhere, who cares? What is the big deal? Nothing. Jale vapi sthale vapi lutattvesha jadatmakaha naham vilipye tad dharmaihi ghata dharmair nabho yatha. So this body, let it fall in water, jale vapi, or let it fall in land, sthale vapi. Lutatu, esha, lutatu means let it fall. Esha, jada atmakaha. This body is jada. This body is tamasic in nature. Tamasic means inert, no movement of its own, no life of its own. Na aham vilipye. I am not going to be touched by this because I am life. This body is inert. I see the body cannot see me. I am different, the body is different. I am the subject and the body is the object. So I don't change, the body changes. These are all the differences. Na aham vilipye. So since I am the changeless life or consciousness and everything else is inert, I am not touched by this body. And the qualities of the body. What are the qualities of the body? Asti, it is there. Jayate, it is born. Vardhate, it grows. Viparinamate, it changes form. Apakshiyate, it gets destroyed. Finally, vinashyati, it totally dissolves at one point of time. So these are all the dharmas of the body. These are all the qualities of the body. That is not going to affect me. I am not born. I will not grow. I will not change. I will not modify. I will not get disease. And I will not die. So these are all not my qualities. They are the qualities of the body. How What is the example? Tad dharmaihi ghata dharmaihi nabho yatha. The qualities of the pot is there, the pot has been formed, the pot will break sometime. These qualities are not going to affect the space which is there inside the pot. In the same way, this consciousness is like space within this body, and this consciousness will be untouched by the changes that happen to the body. Verse number 511. Kartrutva bhoktrutva khalatva mattatam jadatva baddhatva vimuktataadayah buddhir vikalpa natu santi vastutaha swasmin pare brahmani kevale dvaye. Kartrutva bhoktrutva. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. Khalatva, I am cunning. Mattata, I am drunk. Buddhehe vikal, jadatva, I am feeling dull. Buddhatva, I feel very brilliant, wise. Vimukta, I am free. Adayaha, etc. All these states, buddhehe vikalpa, it is being imagined by the intellect. Natu santi vastutaha, it is not there. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, or I am the sufferer, I am cunning, I am drunk, I am inert, I feel very brilliant, I am free, I am bound. All these qualities don't exist. They are just imaginations of the intellect. Swasmin pare, where is this imagination happening? Swasmin pare brahmani kevale advaye. In the self, in that Brahman, kevale, which is alone, advaye, not dual, that Brahman alone is there. These kind of imaginations don't exist. They exist only in the buddhi. Buddhi is the first modification of this consciousness. When it comes in contact with matter, it manifests as buddhi. Buddhi means the solid presence of something that is there inside, that makes decisions, that gives thoughts of discrimination such as inside, outside, good, bad. All the differentiations that we see is because of the buddhi. Buddhehe vikalpa. These are all thoughts that spring in the buddhi. They have no reality. Santu vikara prakrutehe dashadha shatadha sahasradha vapi kim me sanga chittastairna ghanakvachidambaram sprushati. Let all kinds of modifications exist in Prakriti. Prakriti means the nature that I see around me is full of modifications. It is comprised of different thoughts, different changes. Dashada, of changes by the tens, changes by the hundreds, changes by the thousands, changes by the crores actually. Kim me asanga chittastaihi tair na ghanaha kvachid ambaram sprushati. So the clouds never touch the sky. I am asanga, I am untouched by all these different modifications of Prakriti, just like how much ever thick the clouds may be, they don't make a dent in the sky. In the same way, these modifications don't make a single hole or a dent in me, who am eternal, immortal, and untouched by all this. Now, in these next few verses, the student is talking of, all this time he was talking of what he is not. So Gurudev, Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmaya ji says, how much ever I want to introduce myself, if I go on saying, I'm not my younger brother, I'm not my sister, I'm not my cousin, this can never be a valid introduction until I say, who am I? So and so, son, daughter, sister, brother, or whatever. So, in the same way, now the student begins to talk of who am I in reality. Avyaktat avyaktadi sthula paryantametat vishwam yatra bhasa matram pratitam vyoma prakyam sukshmamadyantahinam brahmadvaitam yattadivahamasmi. This is a refrain. Brahma advaitam yattat eva aham asmi. I am that Brahman which is non-dual. I am not all this. Avyaktadi sthula paryantam etat vishwa. This whole world, beginning with the unmanifest and ending with the gross, yatra abhasamatram pratitam. It is only a presence that we experience in the moment. It has got no reality. Abhasam means when the agarbatti agarbatti's fumes are moving, you can see it only for some time. After some time, it just moves away. You can't see any movement in the air. So that is only abhasa matra. For some time, you can see. In the same way, all these thoughts, emotions, feelings, sense organs of perception, we can experience only for some time. Abhasa matram pratitam, vyoma prakyam, like the sky, this self is subtle. Sukshmat antahinam. Sukshmadyantahinam. Sukshmat antam. It does not have any end. Brahma advaitam. It has adi antahinam. It does not have a beginning. It does not have an end. Brahma advaitam. That Brahman, which is non-dual, that I am. The next verse. Sarvadharam sarvavastu prakasham sarvakaram sarvagam sarvashunyam nityam shuddham nischalam nirvikaram brahmadvaitam yattadevahamasmi. That non-dual Brahman, whatever is there, that is I. Who am I? Sarva adharam. I am the substratum for everything. Sarva vastu prakasham. It is my light of consciousness which illumines all objects, outside as well as inside. Today, as the light was flickering in my room, all the tube lights began to flicker. So what I did was, I just closed my eyes because anyway it's going to go dark. So instead of seeing it dark and bright, I closed my eyes and saw what actually was happening inside. So inside the eyes, there was a sense of brightness when the light was burning, and then there is a sense of darkness when the light switches off. So darkness and brightness. I was a witness to both the darkness and the brightness. So there is something, even the brightness, to see, if I have to see that brightness, my eyes have to be open and there need to be power behind the eyes to see that brightness. Otherwise, even when we sleep in a bright room, we close our eyes, we will not know that the room is bright. So there is some power within, that power of consciousness, which illumines both darkness and light. It is a very beautiful sadhana. You can try it out. Maybe you can have a lamp in front of you. Switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off. As you close your eyes, experience the subtle changes that happen inside. There is some semblance of brightness, then it becomes completely dark, then again you feel brightness. So, this is all it is there. The one that is seeing from within, the brightness and the darkness is I. That is at Brahma. Sarva Akaram. I am of all forms, whether it is in the ant, whether it is in the lizard, whether it is in the cockroach, whether it is in the rat or bandicoot, or whether it is in the tree, whether it is in the plant, whether it is in the birds, whether it is in the reptiles, or whether it is in human beings. It is that one same consciousness. Sarva Akaram. So I take all forms. Just like when you pour water into this cup, this water takes the form of this cup. The same way, when consciousness is poured into this body, it is not poured from outside, it gets filled from inside. It fills in the form of this body. Just like a water spring inside can spout and fill throughout in the same way. Sarvagam, I am present everywhere. There is no place where I am not. Sarvashunyam, I am always without anything. It is not the emptiness that we talk of, dullness or inert emptiness. It is a bright emptiness of empty space. The free feeling of space that we get when we enter into a very neatly, tidily maintained, sparsely furnitured, beautiful room. That sense of space we get, that is that feeling of consciousness. Sarva Shunyam. That space is empty. Consciousness alone, there is nothing else. When thoughts come into it, it becomes chitta. Otherwise, it is empty. Sarva Shunyam. Nityam. This consciousness does not come and go. It is eternal. Shuddham. This consciousness is not sullied by thoughts. It's not sullied by fears, anxieties, emotions. It is pure all the time. This consciousness does not move. It does not shake. The light in the room does not move. We move around the room, and wherever we go, the light is there. It is present there. In the same way, the body may move here and there, but wherever we go, the light of consciousness is always there. Nishchalam, nirvikalpam. There are no thoughts in consciousness. The thoughts happen only from the level of the intellect, the mind, and in the body. And in our prana. In prana, we get thoughts of hunger and thirst. In our body, we get thoughts of I exist, I am born. That's why we celebrate our birthday. Then I am growing. Then I am attaining that state of balance. Then I start to decay, change, decay, and then I die. These thoughts are there in the body. In the prana, the thought of I am hungry and I am thirsty are there. In the mind, the thoughts of I like this, I don't like this are there. In the intellect, I decide, I know this is I, this is not I. This is good, this is not good. All these thoughts come in the intellect, the dividing thoughts. In the Atman, in the self, there are no thoughts. Nirvikalpam. That Brahma, that supreme consciousness, which is prevalent everywhere, present everywhere, which has got nothing other than itself. Advaitam Brahmam. Yattat, that which is. Yat tat means we don't know in what form it is there. Nobody has, people have experienced, people have shouted in ecstasy, people have ran around trying to explain it, people have tried to speak about it to others, but nobody has really told about it. It is all our personal experience. How much ever you taste sugar, and you try to describe the taste of sugar to me, I will never know it until I taste sugar. In the same way, That Brahman is the taste of sugar, which that sadhaka, by the grace of the Guru, by the grace of Ishvara, only can experience, and by his own blessings and grace. Ishvara Kripa, Guru Kripa, Atma Kripa. Yat pratyayasthashesham aya maya vishesham pratyagrupam pratyayagamyamanam satyajnananantamanandarupam brahmadvaitam yattadevahamasmi. Yattat pratyaha yat pratyastha ashesha maya vishesham. That Brahman transcends all differences in Maya. Yat pratyastha ashesha. On this Brahman, all the changes have been thrown at it. But this Brahman has always remained untouched by them, by the changes. Maya means the modifications that appear to us. Pratyagrupam, that Brahman is experienced within me as my own self. Pratyayagamyamanam, pratyaya agamyamanam. It is beyond the range of thought. It is beyond the range of understanding. It is only feeling. Pratyayagamyamanam. Satyajnana anantam ananda rupam. This consciousness is of the form of ananda. I experience bliss. We may experience bliss while drinking little bit of warm water when we are thirsty. We can experience bliss while eating a chocolate. We can experience bliss by meeting a person who's favorite to us. In many ways, we can experience bliss. That experience of bliss is Brahman. Not the drinking water, not the eating chocolate, or not the meeting the person. But the experience of bliss is Brahman. And it is the truth. It is the reality. Satyag. Jnana. Jnana means it is in the form of knowledge. I know. And suppose you say that there is irritation in the throat, you may not be able to know. But I say I know. I have the thought. I have the thought inside me. And I am able to experience it. So I know. Jnana. Ananta. This consciousness is endless. Ananda Rupam. Endless joy. It is not the joy that is peppered with sorrow, peppered with pity, peppered with crying. It is not a joy that's mixed. It's unalloyed. It is always present in its original state. That Brahma Advaitam, that non-dual Brahman, yat tata, that whichever it is, that I am. Nishkriyo, excuse me. Nishkriyosmyavikarosmi, Nishkalosmi nirakritihi, Nirvikalposmi nityosmi, Niralambosmi nirdvayaha. Who am I? I don't have any work to do. I am Nishkriya. I don't do any actions. The body keeps moving, but the self that is present doesn't move. Avikarosmi. I don't have any modifications. I don't change. I'm not born. I don't grow. I don't change. I don't modify. I don't perish. Avikarosmi. Nishkalahasmi. I don't have any parts. The body has got parts, but the blood in the body cannot be said to have parts. The air in the body doesn't have parts. The water in the body doesn't have parts. The fire in the body doesn't have parts. The space in the body doesn't have parts. The consciousness in the body also doesn't have parts. Nishkalahasmi. Nirakritihi. I don't have a form either. You cannot categorize me in this form. You can install an idol in the temple and say, this is only Brahman. I have seen Brahman, and this is the way Brahman looks. It is not possible. It is not as much possible as you say, I saw beauty, and this is the form of beauty. You draw an image or you sculpt an image and you install a temple for beauty. It is not possible. Beauty is there in so many ways, in many things. And what we call as beauty in such an idol also, at one point of time, may lose its beauty because the stone may be eroded. Nirvikalpaha asmi. I am free from all thought modifications. Nityaha asmi. I am eternal. Niralambaha asmi. I don't need to hold on to anything. Everything may live in me. Everything may be sustained by me. But I don't hold on to anything. Nirdvayaha. I don't have another parallel. It is Brahman talking. And Brahman is not talking because of pride. Brahman is revealing its real nature to us. Nirdvayaha. I don't have a second. There is no comparison for me. You cannot say this is Brahman and this is also like Brahman. No. There is only one Brahman. Sarvatmakoham sarvoham sarvatitoham advayaha kevala khanda bodhoham anandoham nirantaraha. So any of these words, one word we can take to contemplate on that Brahman. Sarva atmakaha aham. Everybody says I. When they refer to their names, they say I am this, I am that, I am a doctor, I am an engineer, I am a scientist, I am jobless, I am a multitasker. So many things we say. That I which everybody use is that Brahman. Sarvaha aham. I am everybody. Sarva atitaha aham. I am also beyond everybody. Advayaha. There is no duality in me. Kevala akhanda bodhaha. I am that knowledge alone which gives endless, which throws endless light on everything that I see, hear, taste, smell, touch, feel, and think about. Akhanda bodhaha. Aham anandaha aham. I am endless knowledge. I am endless bliss. Nirantaraha. There is no end to my experience of bliss. I am that bliss alone. So there are few more verses. Swarajya samrajya vibhutiresham bhavat kripa shri mahima prasadat prapta maya shri gurave mahatmane namo namastestu punarnamostu. After knowing the most supreme and sacred truth in this whole world, there is nothing else to be known. That thing I have known. And what else will I feel for the Guru who taught me this? So the student says, Swarajya Samrajya Vibhutihi Esha Bhavat Kripa Shri Mahima Prasadat. By your grace and by your greatness, by your gift and by your wealth, I have got this knowledge of Swarajya Samrajya. You talk of Ramarajya today. This is Swarajya. Swarajya means my own administration, my own kingdom. I am the king of kings, lord of lords. Swami Shivananda ji used to say, Shahenshah of Sahenshah. I am that. Swarajya Samrajya Vibhutihi. I am manifest everywhere in this kingdom of my own administration. Prapta Maya Shri Gurave Mahatmane. I've got this knowledge by you, O Guru, O Mahatman. Unless A person has got a very great expanded sense of self. That person will never come and tell you that you are the self. Because for an ordinary tiny sized person, tiny hearted person, first of all, there is no possibility for that person to realize the self. So even if he gets a glimpse of it, if he is going to be very petulant and very kiddish and very jealous, he is definitely not going to tell the other person that you are that self, and meditating upon which that person will be liberated. It will not happen. So it is only the Guru who is a Mahatma. The Guru has to be very large hearted to say that you are that Brahman. So whenever we go to a Guru and say, he's calling me names, he's calling me a donkey, he's calling me a buffalo, he's calling me all kinds of names of animals. So Guru says, maybe he's the right person for you because I've called you Brahman and you don't want to believe me. You're believing all these things. Continue to believe, the Guru will say. Namo namastestu punarnamostu. O Guru, I worship you. I salute you. I salute you. Again and again, I salute you. Mahaswapne maya krita jani jara mrityu gahane brahmantam klishyantam bahulataratapair anudinam ahankara vyaghra vyathitam imam atyanta kripaya prabodhya praswapat paramam paramavitavan mamasi guru. Param Amitavan. You are great. Your glory is matchless, O Guru. You have saved me. You have woken me up from this big dream. What is this dream I'm in? Mahaswapna. We have little dreams at night. Sometimes during daytime also when we sleep, we have dreams. Sometimes even when we are not sleeping during daytimes, we can have daydreams. Those dreams come and go. But this whole life from birth to death is a Mahaswapna. It is a great dream. And this Swapna is caused by Maya, which is Rajas and Tamas. And what is the nature of this dream? Jani Jara Mrityu Gahane. I am roaming in a forest. In that forest I am born, I become old, and then I die. Brahmantam, I am roaming in that forest. Klishyantam, I am being tormented by that forest and the animals in that forest. Bahulatara tapaihi anudinam. Different kinds of difficulties are coming to me day in and day out in that forest. And which is the tiger in that forest? Ahankara Vyaghra. This I, notion of individuality, is a tiger. Vyathita, which is tormenting me. Vyathitam, imam, atyanta kripaya. From such torment, because of your extreme compassion, prabodhya, you've woken me up. Praswapat, from this deep sleep. Paramavitavan, Mam Asmi Guru, Paramavitavan, in persecuted by the tiger of this ego, in this forest, I was tormented day in and day out. And you have woken me up, O Guru. We have different kinds of problems. Puja Gurudev says, parents, so a typical example, I was born to my parents, I spent my childhood in the backyard, I went to school. In school, I was told I was no good at grammar, so I worked hard at grammar. Then they told me to study Shakespeare and Keats. When I started quoting Shakespeare and Keats, they told me I was only repeating and had no original thinking. Finally, I landed up as a clerk in a government office. Parents got me married. In no time at all, there were 2 or 3 children. Government started family planning campaign. But there was one more by sheer accident. I was in Bombay where both ends never meet. Wife wanted the sari she had seen on the boss's wife at the party. Elder son wants college fees. Second son is doing five for the third time. Maybe it was those days. The third child always sick. Doctor bills are soaring high. Baby milk available only in the black market. House has become a hell impossible to live in. All this is prompted by a ferocious tiger called ego sitting at the door. There seems no escape from this terrible agonizing dream. From this dream, the Guru wakes us up. Namastasmai sadaikasmai kasmai chinmahase namaha yadetad vishwarupena rajate guru rajate. Namastasmai, O Guru, I salute you. Sada ekasmai. You are that indefinable greatness. You are ever the same. You manifest as this entire universe. Vishwam Guru Mama. This whole universe. Whatever your light of consciousness falls on and reflects back, that is Guru. That is the Vishwa. This whole universe you are manifest as. To you, my salutations, O Guru. These are all the experiences of the student and the gratitude of the student. So from tomorrow, verses 521 to 575, final words of advice. We will see, I think in this week, we will continue for the next 7 days with Vivekachoodamani. And I guess it must be over by then, because verses 521 to 575 are the verses that remain of this great, beautiful text called Vivekachoodamani. Let's see. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Boliye Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai Hare Namah Parvati Vataye Hara Hara Mahadeva Hari Om.